There we go. And we're live.
We are live.
Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, I'll just double check on I think there's a 20-second delay in Facebook. There we go. Welcome, ladies. Sorry for those who joined us initially, but we're working out. Well, thank God I've got Anna here in the building for the technology. Welcome, ladies. This is a very, very intense live that we needed to share that came through us. We've been speaking about for a few weeks now in our group, in our program, and with the energy at the moment, the Earth's energy, there's so much us as women are feeling, and that we're reflecting on each other and we're projecting onto each other as well. We aren't aware of that either, with the strong, deep lineage wounds that come through us, that are coming through from our parents, our grandparents, that generational trauma. Those of you who perhaps maybe even remember being burnt at the stake, being witches, living your craft and your wisdom. But it's something that we really need to speak into right now, because what's happening on the planet right now is this complete recalibration of the divine feminine. And for a lot of you may not know what that actually means to be a divine feminine, what it means with these sisterhood wounds. And Anna and I are here today to explain all of that for you and just give you a little bit of download for what's been coming through us and what's happening right now for you. Because we've been riding this roller coaster too. And we're feeling all the feels as well. And we just want to share it with you as much as we can. So how are you feeling today, love?
Oh my goodness, I'm feeling so good. There's this shift at the moment that I've noticed over the last couple of days, where we were, I guess, there was this feeling of being in the void, like you and I have spoken about it before, like when there's this nothingness transitioning from 2021 into 22, like we all feel this anticipation of this excitement that there's so much newness coming, yet there's been this like blah kind of energy.
Yeah,
and
totally
like nothing has been happening, like we're kind of sitting in this unknown space. But for me personally, I feel like there's been a bit of a shift in that in the last week, and I'm feeling quite excited. Like I'm feeling like the pieces of the puzzle are just starting to fall into place, and just having these beautiful interactions with these beautiful goddesses. And the one thing that has been coming up so much has been around these sisterhood wounds. And, it's just so timely that we're chatting about this now, and with the new program coming and everything that's going on, like I feel like there is just so much goodness just about to spring into life. It's really beautiful. Hey Alison, so good to see you live with us. Who else is there? We've got a few people. If you can just comment, say hello, send us a love heart so we can see who's on live with us. And if you have any questions or anything that pops up throughout the session, just pop them in the comments.
Ask away, ladies. This is an open conversation for all of you. Yeah.
I'm feeling radiant this morning.
Yes.
I love it.
Love it, darling. Love it.
How are you up in Queensland? Oh my God, it must be just like amazing.
Yeah. it's pretty amazing. I've got the humidity glow at the moment. It's pretty hot up here, but it's amazing. I am very, very blessed to be here, and was for those who are worried, wasn't any issues around getting on the plane or anything like that. It was quite easy and simple. It was beautiful. So visiting my parents, who we haven't seen since the start of the last year. So it's great. But I went for a walk this morning, and that message came through me. I could hardly sleep last night thinking about this post. Like, it's just been streaming through me, and this song is so activating as well. And wrote this beautiful post, if anyone's seen it this morning, my pussy power post. That will have activated everyone, I would imagine. And it was that energy. If you haven't read it yet, you can check it out after the call. But there is so much fear around us being our authentic selves and our true version of ourselves, and we hold ourselves back from being our magic because we're scared of upsetting someone else, or scared of being too beautiful or too magical, or I'll just keep wearing that, that those loose clothes, like my sexy post the other day as well. I can't be too sexy, I can't be too magic. It'll upset someone, or I'll stand out from the crowd. This idea of even calling your vagina a pussy, that edge of, in our program, there's, a lot of women are like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. Like, there's this edge that we are fearful of, and a lot of us can't even make that connection to down there. Down there is like, that's only for my partner, only for my lover. This complete disconnection, disregard for who we are, and that all comes into what we're talking about today.
Yeah, beautiful. Hey Kelly, good to see you online with us. I hope you're feeling good today. Oh, so much going on, isn't there? Like, when you're talking about, like, that post you post this morning was just so powerful. Like, when we really harness our divine life force energy and, lean into those pleasure centers and lean into what it is that makes us so freaking amazing as women, just like, it really is that generation of energy, of magnificent, of just deliciousness. Like, once a woman is really truly stepping into who she's meant to be, like, the ripple effect is just fucking incredible. Like, she walks into the room and you feel this magnitude and this attraction towards her. And there's just that flow and effect. When she's in her power, naturally somebody else starts to feel that, and it gives her permission to step into her power too, which is like exactly why the sisterhood wounding is so important to talk about at the moment. Like, and I guess it's really important to touch on perhaps what is a sisterhood wound. Like, you've just spoken about it a little bit, but like, sisterhood wounding is where you have this mistrust of other women, and you're feeling like that separation between being able to sit in your authenticity and being seen, like really seen for who you are, and allowing that rawness, that vulnerability to take place and be witnessed. There's also that limitation, like we set on each other when our sisters can't support us and can't see us, we kind of make ourselves small. Like, we really push down our fire and our passion. And it's it's so sad, like when we allow that to consume us and take us over, like that potential that we have is just, yeah, it needs to be healed.
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
Mm.
And yes, exactly. Like you said, we're all experiencing that at the moment with projecting that onto our sisters and
Mm.
projecting our own disbeliefs in ourselves, our own disbeliefs in our own magic and our own vibrance, and we're projecting it onto our friends.
Mm.
And just those the deep trauma or the deep pains that we're still holding on to, they're being projected onto our friends as well, who are shining in their light, who are going through this transformation of the feminine.
Mm.
And this is the main point, I think, of our life that we really want you to take home, is that right now in this recalibration of planet Earth, the divine feminine is what is going to heal this planet, the divine feminine energy. And that's, we will explain, drop into that now, is that we are that divine feminine energy. Majority of women are not in alignment with it. A lot of us women are living through our masculine energy, in the doing, got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to keep going, I've got to survive, I've just got to get through that in that fight or flight energy. And it's you all know what that feels like. We've all been there. We've all been in that overwhelm, especially as mothers, as, you know, people pleasing, trying to please, even when it comes to partners. We've grown up believing we have to be the one that to make our partner happy. You know, that's how a relationship works, is you do whatever you need to do to keep your partner happy. And it's just, we push away that divine feminine energy. And we might, you know, we might give our husband a head job because he wants it, but there's nothing more sexier than giving your husband a head job when you're in alignment with your power. When you're in your power, that's there is nothing more sexy. You actually want to do it and you enjoy it and you get the thrill out of it because you're in your divine feminine alignment. And that's just one example of what it means. Whereas if you're just doing it just to please him and just to get it over and done with, that is a very, very different energy.
Yeah, I guess there's that difference between divine masculine and toxic masculine too. So there's that doing things to appease other people and to because we've been conditioned and society has told us we have to do it in a certain way. We have to be these martyr people who just are individual. We live on our own. We have no connection to other people, and we just constantly, like Brooke said, just doing, but at what cost? Like when we're constantly sitting in that space of not being able to connect with other divine feminines, we're just constantly like making ourselves sicker and sicker. So when we start to step into our power, we start to do the things that make us feel good, like Brooke said, like with pleasuring each other. If we're sitting in a place where it's something that we want to do and it makes us feel good, that energy is just so much more different. It's so much more powerful, and the attraction is just so much more magnetic and electric. Whereas if you're doing it just because you have to, just to make him feel good or her feel good, it's a completely different energy. At the end of the day, you're actually not making each other feel good at all. It's making you feel just more disconnected and more uneasy and more inauthentic with who you are. When you're setting those boundaries though, and you're being able to say a divine no when I need to, you're honoring yourself, and you're giving yourself that the ability to be able to step forward into who you need to be.
Yes, yes. That living through your integrity and being integral with yourself and honest with yourself. And a lot of us women have no fucking idea what that feels like or looks like, because we've been living behind a mask for so long. We've been living a pretend life, living a lie of who we're expected to be. And this might be coming across harsh, and some of the things I say will come across as harsh, but it's that brutal honesty that we're here to deliver, and to snap people into that realization of, wow, that's something I've really been doing. And I can speak it because I've been through it. I've been that person wearing a mask for most of my life, until the last few years. So I get it, and Anna does too. We've journeyed this, and we don't speak on anything we haven't journeyed. But that we will do some questions where you can really sit with them in a minute and find out whether you are in your divine feminine truth. And there'll be a couple of key questions which will really, really help you discover that. But talking more into what divine feminine actually is, and the difference between that, just that feminine energy and divine feminine. And we are, as women, though, the life creators. We create life within us. We're able to grow another human being inside of us. It doesn't get any more magical than that. Like, fucking hell. Just every time I think of it, it's just like, that there's nothing more magnificent. And we take it for granted. We really take it for granted. And the awareness around that, and that's where that divine feminine energy comes from, is, thousands of years ago, women ruled the world. Women were the rulers. They were looked up to, they were bowed down to, because we held that power. We hold that power. We activate the masculine. The masculine won't do a lot unless they're activated by this divine feminine energy. The masculine can't, the masculine can be quite lazy if they don't have that activation, the incentive from the divine feminine, if you want to call it that. So by you, like I've said before, by you being in your divine feminine energy, you're magnetizing your partner to you, that masculine energy. And this goes for, if you're straight, gay, whoever, we can all fit into masculine, feminine energies. But you have that remembrance of who you are and who you're here to be, rather than, I need to please this person. I need to do this to please and keep them happy. I can feel something burning for you, doll.
I was just going to touch on the point that you made just then about masculine and feminine energy. Like, it doesn't mean it's male and female. It's very much each person embodies that. What we should be embodying is like this unison, this yin and yang of both masculine and feminine. So where feminine is that nurturing, that loving, that caring, that divine essence, that fiery fierceness of beauty, of rawness, of authenticity, of vulnerability. Where divine masculinity is somebody who is there in their strength, who is there with this purpose-driven ambition, like is not constantly, but has a goal and goes and seeks it, is the doing side of people. So when we kind of interconnect both sides and we lovingly dive into both sides, it has this beautiful unison effect. So we can't be always in our feminine, and we shouldn't be always in our masculine. Like, we just need this beautiful yin and yang energy constantly, and that is where the yin yang symbol comes from. It's that masculine and feminine balancing and flowing between each other. So when we're attracting another partner, it's not necessarily that I'm attracting a male, or that a male can't be attracting a male. It's that we both balance each other out, and that we are both uniquely ourselves. And once we get that connection of masculine and feminine working really beautifully within ourselves, that's when we can come together with somebody else who is also doing that. But when we're not, and we're out of alignment, we know that things just explode. That's where that toxic energy comes into it. That's where we have these horrible interactions in relationship. Like, for me, being in a domestic violent relationship for many years, because I was personally stuck in my toxic masculine for way too long with another toxic masculine, and that energy just erupts and it causes conflict and disharmony and disease. So what we want to do is move out of that and start to work within both sides of that feminine and masculine energy, and start to really mold and shape who we are as individuals, then come together in divine union.
Yes, darling. Perfect. Oh, it's hard to keep talking with your energy. Your energy is so grounding, and I just want to like, I had to go lean back and get a bit more comfortable. How's everyone feeling with this? Just pop in the comments if this is resonating, and please, again, reach out if you have any questions. We want to keep this an open conversation and give you a chance to ask anything, because I remember when I was learning about this, I was so confused. It was so confusing. It was so alien to me, you know, having grown up as the biggest tomboy in my masculine for decades. And the how to be a woman, how to be in my feminine, which is exactly what Anna just described, the balance of the feminine and masculine. It's that balance. That's what makes it divine, is that beautiful flow and balance between the two. It's not just divine feminine, isn't purely feminine energy. So, but the point that we want to get really clear, as I said, is that the divine feminine energy, if we can get us women living and breathing through that flow, through weaving through our divine feminine, the frequency of the planet is going to rise tenfold. And that is where the shifts are going to happen. That's what's going to change these masculine leaders, including that fucking bitch from New Zealand, the women as well. What's her name? And, you know, just if we can really harness our power and energy and drop into that vulnerability, a lot of it comes from the vulnerability and being open to sharing our fears and facing our fears and reliving some of the pains we've gone through with the trauma work that Anna and I facilitate. There's a lot of us, and that's where a lot of the women, like we were saying, a lot of women are stuck in their masculine through a state of fear. And this goes for the men as well. The men are actually more scared. We've been doing this work for years, and when we have our male and female workshops, there's 8 times more women turn up than men. You know. Always. Yeah. And, you know, when Brad was trying to get the men's workshop going, and, in town is, you know, no one would show up.
Mm.
The men is that masculine energy is terrified of being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that's where the majority of women are at. They're terrified to face that fear.
Yeah, because we've had these sisterhood wootings, like being seen by another female in all your essence. Like we were talking about it the other week down the river, Brooke.
Yeah.
Allowing ourselves to be seen, like often from experience, like we've been through these situations with females where we've had these connections and we haven't really known who we are authentically. So when we interact with other females, we're not coming from a place of authenticity. Therefore, those other females don't really know who we are and don't really see us for who we are. They have this visual representation or this idea of who they think that we should be. And when we start to step into this different element and we start to hone into our divine feminine and become who we are meant to be, these other females who don't do that tend to project and reject who we are becoming. So
Yes.
that comes right back from our childhood experiences. And maybe you want to talk a little bit about what you went through in childhood, Brooke, because your story is just so incredibly powerful.
Yeah. Thanks, Dale. I hadn't actually thought about that for this call, but it's absolutely fitting. I hadn't thought about it because I have done so much work around it, so much trauma work and releasing around it, that it's not so much a part of me anymore. It'll always be a part of me and made me who I am, but it's not something that affects me on a day-to-day basis anymore like it used to. Like our trauma does. It can really affect us on a day-to-day basis if we don't deal with it, release it, see it, feel it for what it was. And for me, that was bullying from other women, other girls, when I was in school and primary school. That was really gave me the fear of and mistrust, like Anna was talking about at the start. And this song comes on. That deep mistrust of women that I had growing up, and why I was such a tomboy, and why I was the reason why I was so deep in my masculine, because I feared getting close to women. I feared getting close, that they're just going to hurt me like these girls did, you know. That lived with me for until I was in my late 30s. You know, it's been really, really hard to, as the biggest sisterhood wound that most of us have, when we're deeply hurt by another sister, another friend, we have that mistrust. And I know so many of you can relate to this, and thank you, amazing, for all of your beautiful comments as well. And yeah, it's just having the awareness around this, and awareness around your journey and what it has been for you and how it's affecting your day-to-day life.
Yeah, and the only way to have that awareness is to really step into your body, and which is why we focus so much on doing body work, is really recognizing what is coming up and when your body is activated. So that's where the trauma is stored. So when you come into contact with a traumatizing situation, your body is activated and it goes into that fight or flight mode, which Brooke was talking about earlier. And a lot of us have these traumas that have happened deep in our past that is still today, to this day, being activated in our body, because it's been so ingrained in our nervous system that we haven't had a chance to really process and release that trauma out of our body. So we see that coming up in ways where yeah, Alison, sisterhood wounding does go so deep, not just like from your childhood, but it can become intergenerational, and it is. But we'll get into that in another discussion, because that's a big topic.
Yeah.
But how it shows up in our body on a day-to-day basis is things like having an interaction, that fear of being seen, of being able to be vulnerable with our sisters. Or even having a conversation with somebody, a female, or even anybody really out in the world, where there's this difference of opinion, and not being able to really stand in your own authenticity in that opinion, and this fiery feeling coming up in your body. And you might feel that in the way of like your heart starts to race, like your shoulders start to really tense up, and you start to get sweaty palms, the heat starts to rise on the back of your neck. Like once you start to notice those bodily functions that are happening and arising, that's when we can start to really shift and transition out of that fight and flight mode, and start to sink back into really connecting with our nervous system, and starting to calm it down, so that we can have these interactions without being triggered later on down the path. And the only way to do that is really to embody and get to know who you are on an authentic level, without all of that fog and those layers that are clouding everything that's going on.
Beautiful babe. That's it, these layers that block us from, and I think it's time we get to those questions that I was talking about discovering if you are in your divine feminine or not. And it's that realization when we see another woman in her power, when we see her in her strength, in her wisdom, speaking her truth, which is going to be triggering as fuck for some people. How do you see it? How does it feel in your body? How are you feeling? How do you feel? And you can write these down if you like, and really, really sit in a quiet place and think about these and journal these, because as I said, these are going to give you a clear idea if you are out of alignment with your divine feminine. And how do you feel? How do you feel when you see an attractive woman? How do you react? Can you appreciate an attractive woman, or are you irritated? Is it irritating? Is it like, fuck her, she's been, she's had a good life, or she's got this, making excuses why, a successful woman, she had help, she had other people help her, all of these excuses that come up, do they come up for you, or are you able to fully appreciate it and feel her wisdom, feel her strength, and draw off that energy to motivate yourself? So there's those two sides of that, which is a pretty basic and very no-brainer way of finding out if you're in alignment with her or not. The other question I think I spoke about before was, are you just living to please your partner? Are you just living to please your other half? Are you just giving sexual gratification because you feel you have to, because it's your job? Or when you're fully in alignment, you actually want to. There's nothing more magical when that divine feminine's in her power. That sexual energy is through the roof. That fire in the belly, the womb, that everything's activated. She's, like I said, she wants to give that head job. She wants to, she's all over it. Like, it's
fucking sexy as.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's nothing more sexier than being in your power, being in a relationship for yourself, not pleasing them. And that's so hard for so many of us to get our head around, because, as I said, we've grown up in society where we've, you get married, you do, as the woman, you please them, you cook for them, you clean, have their babies, where we still have that lineage trauma ground into our DNA that we're carrying with us still. And we don't actually know how to live for ourselves. And like I said, the men are magnetized to that divine feminine energy. It's magnetism when you are standing in your power, not in your pleasing.
Everyone is magnetized to that. When you're really stepping into who you are, like, people just come out of the fucking blue. People you couldn't even imagine, would even be interested in you in this way at all, and they're just popping up all over the place. It's fucking incredible. Yeah,
exactly. Like with the amazing women we have drawn to us for our program, and it's like, wow, where did you come from? You are so perfectly aligned to what we're doing, and you didn't even know, it's just that the universe works through, and it's all energy. This is all energy, ladies. What we're talking about is pure frequency, vibration, energy, whatever you want to call it.
We've talked about sex quite a bit in this, but like you were just saying then, like, it's not just about sex, it's about attracting in your tribe, like the people that you want to hang around with on a daily basis, the ones that really fill you up with that delicious juiciness and zest for life. Like, it's not about appeasing people. Like, those who are truly meant to be in your life, those who are really sitting fully in their authenticity, they are fucking sexy as, and I'm not talking about sexy like I want to fuck you, but I'm talking about like sexy in that I want to be around you, I want to feel your energy, I want to be you, I want to be what you are and your essence, and that is fucking delicious. Like, when you can really step into that and really have this desire for life and for what you're creating as you are, like, that is what the true divine feminine is all about. She's about creativity, not just life, but creating in all of the different ways. And it's fucking sexy as.
That's exactly right. Like, I love hanging out with Anna because of that fact, like her energy, and we're so aligned in this that we love each other's. We've had a few people ask, are you guys together like you? It's like, no,
spiritually.
It's like, no, I'm just a cock girl, thank you, but anyway. But the energy, like I said, that's why I came up here, and yesterday morning I rode to the beach and got to sit on the beach with nearly 100 like-minded souls and do breath work and watch the sunrise. It was just like that's fucking I've been living off that energy since then. It's just amazing. And that's where this next question comes into play is, are you settling for less than your heart knows you deserve? And that's a huge question, because that can be in so many areas of our life. Are you settling for less than your heart knows you deserve?
Oh, that's an ouchy one, hey? Like, that one, when you really are honest about that question, like, I just feel like I'm feeling like the tears are welling up right now. I can only imagine what you beautiful people who are interacting with us on this live are feeling. Like, there's that, oh my God, there's that knowing that there is so much more that can be created, that is available to us. And then we're just kind of sitting there like,
stuck in those beliefs that this is as good as it gets, you know, this is as good as my parents had it. I don't deserve any better. I don't, you know, this is, you know, I should be grateful for what I've got. That can go get fucked, you know, like, I mean, gratitude is one of the most healing powers in the planet, but to stay stagnant and in the mediocre life and in the comfortability, oh, I'm comfortable, oh, this will do. No, we're here to live it all, experience it all, and be it all. And there's so much more that we are missing out on. And we're getting on such other tangents here, but
I'm just looking at the comments, and like Michelle and Kelly were just saying, yes, like that's me. I think I'm the same. Michelle was saying, take note of how my body feels in certain situations. She doesn't take note of how her body feels in certain situations. She shuts down. And like that is so true. When we're not really in tune with our body and what's going on, we shut down, and that leads to illness. Like that leads to really compromising our immune system, because our body, it takes so much energy for your body to be stuck in that state of fight and flight. So it's no wonder that people get sick. It's no wonder that the fucking world is enraptured with COVID at the moment, because we've been sitting in this state of fear constantly, and that fear degenerates your DNA, it degenerates your ability to come back, it degenerates your immune system. Like, it's not good for anyone. So the more we can shift out of that, the more we can understand what's going on in our body and really step into that feminine essence, the more we're going to build up our immune system, the more we have the capacity to be able to fight off disease.
Exactly. And you know more than anyone about that. And we will have to do another live on that as well. Anna healing herself of cancer from, you know, this exact topic we're talking about, the being in fight or flight for so many years, and her body manifesting cancer because of the trauma she was holding on to. But she was able to heal it with this work. It's phenomenal. So it's about getting brutally honest with yourself, ladies. That's the bottom line, is how brutally honest can you get with yourself with these questions we've asked. And it hurts. It's going to hurt. And there's levels of acceptance that we need to get to, and in trusting, you know, especially with our sisters, there's that part of you that wants to be the person that they always remember, that they know you from childhood, that, oh, that isn't the Brooke I remember, you know, who's this crazy new woo-woo Brooke that, you know, we're all experiencing. And this is part of my journey that I've been experiencing with some of my sisters, lifelong sisters. And there's that, I don't resonate with this, so I'm going to criticize, ignore, or block out. So that's what women do. And they can't, like I said, when a woman is in her alignment, it's triggering to someone who's not in alignment. And it's that subconscious explosion that's happening within inside of them, and all they know how to do is to just be nasty. That, you know, those really, you know, we've all had it. So getting back to the sisterhood wounds and being able to just see another woman in love, in the vibration of love, instead of that irritation, that jealousy, that what the fuck's going on with her, like, you know. We're all unique.
to see it and to rise it, like to feel it and, you know, constantly admire. And
Yeah.
when you and I are interacting, like everything that you are, I fucking love it. Actually, Kelly just said there, we love crazy woo woo Brooke. Like, I fucking love it, because when a
Thanks,
woman
girl.
is in her power, it gives me that desire and that inspiration to be more of who I'm meant to be. Like,
Yeah.
why the fuck would I not love the shit out of that? Like,
Yeah.
why don't we just fucking empower women to be fucking amazing? Because that
Yes.
is what they are. That is what they're meant to be here for.
Yes.
Fuck that destroying a woman because she's stepping into her energy. Like, that is just bullshit, pathetic, and
Yes.
unfucking humane, really.
Yep.
And what we're all
Absolutely.
about is stepping in, like completely owning who we are, and then supporting those other divine feminines who are ready to step into that space too. Because when we do, that's where the fucking magic happens.
Yeah. Our groups are fucking dynamite. And that's where we can probably end. I can't believe we've been going for so long. We've got those of you who want to feel, give you a sense of, if you're not used to feeling energy, just have a tap in and feel the difference between Anna's energy and my energy. And we are, I would say, we are highly aligned to our divine feminine, but we're nearly complete opposites in the feeling. Like, you know, like I said, Anna has this beautiful divine mother loving energy, and mine can be a little bit blunt and loud and brutally honest. But in a loving, it all comes through love and desire for awakening all of the women on this planet into their power. And as we just said, everyone's power looks different. Anna doesn't have to be sitting there being brutally honest like me. She does it through her beautiful, loving energy. You know, it's very different. Honest, but you can be, yes. She is. We don't lie.
No. Yeah.
And that's the problem with most of this world, is everyone's lying to everyone and trying to keep everyone happy and please everyone, rather than just having those honest conversations in a loving way. You know, it all comes through love, and that's the unconditional love, which we might have to do another live on that. What is unconditional love? And it's very different to the societal perception of love that we have been speaking about today.
Kelly just wrote, Anna is brutally honest, but in a gentle voice.
Yes. When it comes in a gentle voice, it's okay. Yeah. Oh, ladies.
Hey, Julia. You'll have to go back and watch the replay. This has been juicy. Just delicious.
Do you have any questions, girls, before we go? Anyone watching the live? Pop in a question. I'm just going to pull an oracle card from my Keepers of the Light deck. And
this, the energy in this call is fucking electric. I'm like sweating. It's so good.
I know. I was sweating before the call, and now I'm just, so I had to take my glasses off.
Fuck that, babe.
Yeah. And going to a waterfall today, these magnificent waterfalls, to drop into that divine feminine energy with the water. Water is a big part of helping you connect to your divine feminine, taking baths, getting in the ocean, getting in the river, connecting to just being. It's that being energy, not the doing, the being. Oh, as I said that. As I'm talking about waterfalls, what card comes out? Beautiful Mama Gaia.
Every time.
Mama Earth. Earth connection. There you go, ladies. There's a thank you, guides. Thank you, universe. Clear message to connect to the planet. Be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth and stay grounded. Wow. And Radha, soul flame.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. That's what this call is all about, rediscovering that lost part of you that wants to just thrive in her divine feminine. Oh, ladies, we love you. We love you so much. And yes, any parting words, Anna?
Just going to have a quick look back through the comments. Alison at 49, I'm finally coming to terms with the fact that everyone is on their own journey, and that if I trigger them, that's their lesson and it's not personal. Fuck yes. I do, however, have control over how I respond to it, and I choose to keep being authentically myself. Absolutely. Yes.
Darling.
Yes, that is exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. As you launch your new business this year as well, it's all into flow, Ali.
So beautiful. So beautiful. I think the only thing that I really wanted to part on was, how much this work and what we're doing and embodying everything is so essential to creating the life that you desire. Like, really getting honest with those questions that Brooke asked before. They might fucking hurt, and trust me, they do hurt. Like, taking that step when you know what the ramification of that will look like for different people in your life, for your family unit, for what your life should look like. When you actually take that leap in faith, the universe fucking conspires to make that transition so divine. There's going to be painful parts, don't get me wrong. It's going to be fucking hard, but it's so worth it. Once you truly step into that space of unlimited potential, truly owning your essence and stepping into your true authenticity, what you can create is just magic. Like, my life 3 years ago compared to what it is now, I'm currently sitting by the beach. Like, I live a 2-minute bike ride from the beach. Every single day I get to go down and do breath work on the beach, do yoga, really sit in my essence. And those people who know me, I'm sure there's people who will go back and watch this live and who know that difference between who I was then, and you can see the vibrancy in my essence. I ran into...
You actually look like a different person. The energetic change has made you shift into a completely like physically different person.
I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not afraid to own it, because that's what it's about. When you really fucking are who you're meant to be, you have this glow. And I know I have that glow. Like, it's fucking magnetic, and I just love it. It doesn't come from a place of ego or this I'm better than you type situation. I just fucking love my life. And how good is it to say that? Like, when you really love your fucking life,
it's
that
not a
energy
sin.
just radiates out of you. It is not a sin. It is a fucking sin not to love your life, in all honesty.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, babe, you're amazing. You are such a pure example of this, and manifesting your dream at the beach and moving down the beach. Like, everything we're talking about is just being in alignment with your truth and your authenticity, and not allowing others to beat you down, and finding your tribe who will raise you up, and being able to let go of those who do bring you down. Absolutely. Even though you love them, you can still love them.
Yeah. And it's because of you and the work that you've done and you embracing that side of yourself that gave permission for me to do the same. Like those 2-3 years ago when you were fully deep diving into your own spiritual work and spiritual journey, gave me, I wanted to be around you because your essence gave me that security and that safety and that place of being able to be completely vulnerable with who I am. So I am forever grateful for you. And that was one final note that I wanted to bring into this topic that we're talking about. Like when you find a coach, she needs to also be doing the work. If she hasn't faced her fucking shadows, she's fucking nothing. Because until you do, that is when you really have that full understanding of what is possible and how to hold a sister and be able to witness her without that other bullshit that comes along with it. So they're my parting words.
Oh, babe.
Thank you, Brooke.
We could seriously go on all day.
Yeah, we could.
Good.
We won't.
I've got waterfalls to get to. Oh, wow. All right. Pop in the comments what you've gotten out of this. We'd love to hear what has been your awareness and awakening, or maybe some truths that have come through. And yeah, just being gentle with yourself and knowing your sisters are in pain. If they're projecting that pain onto you, it's just a projection, and they love you. They do it to you because they love you, but you know, you get to set the boundary and lovingly let them go as well. So you don't have to put up with it either. And that's what's happening in the world right now, because so many women are activated into their divine feminine. And that's what Anna and I have been moving through the last few years, like I was explaining, on the planet going through its own recalibration. So have all the women been going through their own recalibration. You will have noticed your spiritual awakening will have activated in the last 2 years. So that's what we're all feeling right now, and the women are just getting stronger and stronger, and that's what's happening. The earth is awakening, the women are awakening to their divine feminine, and that's how we're going to heal this world. Shake it out, ladies. Get up and dance. You might need to get up and move after this, and just move the energy around, shake it out, put on your favorite song, have a dance, and yes.